nobody will tell them that the people you have been sent to lead are uncomfortable. And that's a challenge. So we must all come out from our several bifurcated environments and regionalizations and look at Nigeria and ask, is this project working? Listen, maybe I'll close here. I flew throughout the time that our Abuja airport was shut down, I was going to Abuja through Kaduna. One day I was in the plane, I saw famine. I saw the land was parched, brown. I saw the rivers constricted. I saw the animals lean. You see this herdsman thing you're seeing? The people are just, it's their life. Animals are eating brown grass. You need a leadership that will rally the people together and say, listen, if you don't help the North, famine will destroy that region.
Destroy the whole country.
And by extension, destroy the whole country. Yeah, people are talking about fertilizer. Fertilizer where? To a ground that has not received the rain since January? What is going on? This is a country for you and I. Why can't we come together? All the things we take in the South come from the North. Why do we play politics with everything? I saw train move from Abuja to Kaduna in 3 hours, and I understand that train can move in 1 hour and in 2 hours. All you just need to do is to calibrate the train to run. We need to question, and I'm speaking, and people may think I'm talking about this. I'm talking about leadership as it is. When a leadership fails, you need to confront it. Because we are going to face the consequences, whether we or our children. Look at the universities. Look at the health sector. People are dying. They can't be admitted to hospitals because there are no beds. Yet, you have ministers, commissioners, who occupy those positions and nothing seems to happen. And listen, this is not an indictment on the guy in Minister of Health. He's doing pretty well. But we must question those who are in authority. There must be a system, a mechanism by which leadership will be questioned. That is the only thing that will get them to think. I told you what leadership owes the people is what? Vision. If you don't have a vision, don't come up to the fray. Don't. Because we'll engage you.
Can you have a vision?
We're not engaging enough.
No, we're not. No, I don't think.
Is that why the budget
There is a certain
everything.
Oh yeah, it includes the budget. People don't know what. Some people say, which one concern me? Budget, because budget, they don't see the linkage. But somebody must paint the picture. And so until government, because this is a system that is highly dependent on government.
Okay.
Even the banks, even the vendors, they don't do anything until they see where government is headed. That was what we're shouting at the earlier part of this administration. Yeah. Show us where you are headed, so that people, the private sector, can take their positions.
Yes. Now, Mr. Fashua, do you think that the Parliament is taking this issue of passing the budget as seriously as it should? Does it appear to you that they understand the gravity of these long annual delays in passing the budget?
I don't think they do, actually, because I think they are comfortable. And, you know, see, I always tell people, you know, I live here in Abuja. Even when the budget is running, you hear a lot of people say, oh, the government is not releasing money and all of that. I tell people, government actually does release money. Yeah, government releases money when the budgets are passed, and so even as I'm talking to you, monies are coming out. But the point is that the way the things now work in Nigeria, people have become so brutal, so mean, that the person who gets the money first it dams the money. They dam the money, and then they dig irrigation channels to their own farms, to their own. So I'm talking about money dams right now, you know. So that's exactly what happened. So, I mean, there's no sense of urgency. And Nigerians have shown that over time, that with 2,000, 3,000 naira, 5,000 naira at the most, they're ready to mortgage their 4 years or 8 years, as the case may be. But you can see also some sporadic reactions. Okay, a number of federal legislators have almost been lynched in the last few days, even in the core north, in Katsina State, for example. That means that in spite of the, you know, the political permutations right now, on ground people are angry. And we see, that's why I said earlier on that the strategy being used by our politicians right now is such that creates zombies. I was in Kano 3 weeks ago. One of the interesting things I saw in Kano is when you're driving out of Kano, there are these maize, millet, and rice farms that go for like 10 kilometers on both sides of the road. I've never seen such massive farming in my life, and I went there in the peak of dry season. So they have these dams that they did, Adeja Dam and so on, which are irrigating of those things. They're trying to, and that's why much of the food that comes to the south actually comes from the north. And of course, there's one going in Kebbi, and there's the Lake Rice and so on, Lagos Kebbi Corporation. But from what Mr. Odibo has said, we could do a whole lot more. In fact, one of the things I saw going to Kano was what were the southern governors doing? I know that in every state in the southwest, for example, where I'm from, many of those, those stretches of roads are uncultivated. Go to Ekiti State; it's supposed to be a poor state, but they're not doing anything in terms of farming. Even if what you want to do is tree crops, like the Swahilis will say, the best time to plant a tree is 10 years ago. The next best time is today. What are we doing? There's no movement on that regard. Everybody's looking for hot money and fast money. So the Senate, the National Assembly, they're not really feeling it because they are one of the people who have understood how to dam the money. They dam the money. They get the money in chunks. The rest of us who are not within the system, we wait to get the crumbs. In fact, we have to go on hands and knees now, begging, oh God, please, let me survive. And so we hope perhaps some of those sporadic kind of lynchings and so on will continue, especially with people finding out Danjuma Goje coming to tell us how he has 18 million naira in the house, plus another, plus another 8-10 million in dollars, and so perhaps they are actually confirming that in the plush mansion of every big man lies so much money waiting to be had. And that's quite unfortunate. So they don't understand. But again, like I said earlier on, and I'm glad Mr. Odibo mentioned the issue of artificial intelligence. It's something I've written a book on, which I try to things to do before your career disappears. I've not seen that level of thinking, even among those who run government in Nigeria, that they understand that the kind of plans they are making cannot actually take us to the future. We're talking about the fact that human beings are even no longer needed in the workplace as much as we used to. And therefore the kind of skilling that people need to get, it's not even available in Nigeria. And that's why we're sitting down there today. Richard Quest was in Nigeria a couple of days back, interviewing a company that actually just imports cars. And then we're talking about economic diversification. That's not how to diversify economy. And nobody is talking about the other guys in, that actually try to even assemble them. Even our government is not 20 billion naira in this 2017 budget. This federal budget, 20 billion naira is to be used to purchase things like Toyota Land Cruiser, Toyota Prado, Toyota Hilux, and all those kind of Range Rover, and all sorts of luxury cars. That's at the federal level. For every state, they've budgeted at least 10 billion for the same purpose. That is, if you add everything together, it's about 400 plus billion in naira. That is more than about 1.5 billion in dollars in an economic recession.
Mr. Faso,
so I don't know where they study economics from.
We have to wind down and go now. I want to thank you, but just quickly, in 10 seconds each, answer this question. Is it possible to have a surplus budget, Mr. Odibo?
Don't put me in a corner.
Okay.
My point is this. If you can take, and I'll end with this, if you can take oil from the south to the north and build a refinery for a commodity that is facing depletion, people are finding alternatives to oil. Why don't you take water from the north, from the south to the north?
For agriculture. All right.
For
Mr.
agriculture.
Faso, can we have a surplus budget in 10 seconds?
Oh, certainly. Certainly you can. It's a matter of mentality. Right now we're still living in a mentality where we get it all and we spend it all and we borrow more and we mortgage the future. It's possible to have a surplus budget depending on how you think. We've got the resources, we've got the cash flow, we've got the abundance. to get this done.
Thank you very much. Mr. Tokwe Fasua is an economist. He joined us from our Abuja studio, and Pascal Odibo, a business consultant. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Sunrise will be back shortly. Please don't go away.